Fire for your mind. Clinician.
About 4 hours by car from Bogota, and where the earthquake actually hit is about 7 miles from here. It's about 18 kilometers or something like that, 7 to 8 miles from where I live. So of course, it was like 6.5, something like that on the Richter scale. It was crazy, man. This is my first time having been like this close to an earthquake. I mean, the last time this happened, it hit in Nashville, and I slept through. I didn't even wake up. This one, bro, I woke up. I woke up, and I just came back from driving from Cartagena. So it took me like 2 days, 20-some hours drive, right? Because I stopped in Bucaramanga, spent the night, and then hit out here at 10 o'clock in the morning. So of course I fell asleep, butt naked. It was hot as hell. Air conditioner ain't working. Wake up to an earthquake. A Spanish woman howling in my ear, tumbler. I don't know what the fuck a tumbler is. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Grabbing the baby, grabbing me. I'm like, I ain't got no clothes on. So I had to like just put the boxer on and shorts and just ran out with no shirt, nothing on, man. It was crazy.
Man, now that's diabolical to get caught in an earthquake buck naked, big dog. That I ain't never heard that happen before. That's diabolical. I'm glad you all right.
I sleep fully clothed because of crap like this, but it happened. It happened. It was crazy.
Now that means you living a good life. We just talking about our brother died in 68, and let me tell you, I'm gonna live every life like I'm gonna live every day I got left like that. I want to be with me, like I always say, with me a beautiful woman in the bed with me. I want to be happy the rest of my life because I don't know, because so many men die miserable. Bro, you know how many men died miserable and they by themselves and angry? I ain't doing that. I ain't going out like that, man. I'm gonna get to the super chats in a second. But look, let me show y'all this, brother E. You the one showing me this video, and man, the finesse was so diabolical. I didn't see it till after 4 times. And it took 4 times for me to see this, man. This is crazy.
It's crazy, yeah.
Let me play this right here. And look. Wait, before we play this, let me just make a note of this. I mean no harm to our brothers. I never tried to disparage men, but I want men to learn from their mistakes, things like this. And I'm gonna let Brother E and Brother Miguel talk about this. Now look, y'all guys watch this video. Brother E sent this to me. Again, young brothers, we're not trying to disparage you. This is a learning lesson for the rest of the community. So let's go from here. I'm not going to tell him what to watch at first. Man, that was quick. So wait. Look. So look, I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it one more time to you, brothers. Then I'm gonna let the brothers go with it. Then we're gonna get the super chats. We're gonna keep it pushing. But this is what can happen to you in these countries that quick, and you're unaware of it. And look, I'm not saying that 10 minutes later the brother didn't realize it. We only going by the footage that we see right here. 94 y'all guys in the building, man. Salute to all you. We're going to watch this again and let the brothers see what can happen to you quick. And you got to be aware of where you're at and who's surrounding you. Let's go ahead. Just pay attention. I'm going to say this. Pay attention to the woman and the man. Now, look, for all the brothers,
Got him.
For all the brothers that didn't see that, I'm gonna let Brother E describe what the hell happened that fast, brother. Break it down for him what actually happened, brother.
So as you guys are watching the video, you see when she see the necklace hanging on his neck, right? She tried to pull him away from the camera. So you can watch. She tried to pull him away from the camera.
In like my brother G Money say, in broad daylight. So, brother, you got the floor, big dog.
Man, listen, man. First of all, shout out to the audience, man. You know, my name is Coach the Clinician. I go by the Coach the Clinician. I'm a real licensed therapist from the Tar Heel State. You know, shout out to the Tar Heel Nation. And you know, Roland, if there was a term that could be put in the DSM-5, I would call it dealing with the unconscious self. And
the unconscious self.
The unconscious self. I coined two phrases, and one is the conscious self, and the second one is the unconscious self. The unconscious self, Roland, stands for supplementing irrational male patterns of behavior, and I called it that. I called it that because men cast their power to women that are not worthy of it. The second one, if you look at it from a theological lens, Adam was a simp. He was a conscious simp. He knew that he was not supposed to listen to a woman, but he did it anyway. And that's called sacrificing important masculine principles. And so simping is an all-time epidemic. A lot of it's due to the lack of male leadership. A lot of it's due to, it's a clinical term it's called introjection. Introjection is a terminology, it's an ego defense mechanism, and what it basically means is this. Men introject by taking on the ideologies of their mothers. And so when men introject, they internalize the talking points of their mother and women. They identify the talking points of their mothers and their women. And they project anything that's looking like masculine men. And so you got a generation of men that, in my mind, should be in the DSM-5. They should be labeled as the conscious and the unconscious self, which is extremely pathological. The problem is, even in my profession, in the DSM-5, they see heteronormative masculinity as being toxic. So if you're a traditional heteronormative black man, you're toxic. And so even in my own practice, what I see many times, I share a story with you, Ronan, and I'll talk about the condition in a minute. I was talking to a young man, he's a fellow clinician like myself, good young man, smart. He got with a woman that had 5 kids by 3 different men.
Hey.
He had no kids.
That brother's starving.
No kids. No kids. Brother got no kids. He got no kids. But she got 3. You know, she's older than him. And you can tell that he's defeated. And, the woman was going to leave him because, she said that, I guess, he had some issues with being stressed out. And so, simping is an all-time high, Roland, because a lot of men suffer from a condition. Another term that I created is called affection deprivation. Affection deprivation means men are not getting the proper nurturing that they deserve or demand. And a lot of times, because they're not getting that affection deprivation, they compromise their power, they compromise their sovereignty. And when they compromise their power and they compromise their sovereignty, many times that's layered on another concept called a schema affliction, schema afflictions. The word schema comes from the cognitive behavior process model. A schema basically means a core belief. Many core beliefs that men have, either they internalize it unconsciously or unconsciously or consciously, is that I'm not good enough. They hear the voice of the brokenness of the women that impacted them in their formative years. They hear the voices of their mothers that impacted them in their formative years. Therefore, they settle for mediocrity. Women don't have no power but the power that men give them. I share this with you. My mom just passed away. You and I talked in the back, and I miss my mom. Yeah. But this is what my mama got when my dad married her. My dad got a virgin, wife ready, and no kids. But men now are being burdened out by a concept called hoflation. That's another term I created. And so the market is so messed up, subpar women want the top tier men or don't even have any respect for average men. And so men are so deprived, they cast that strip to a woman. They get with women that don't even deserve what they're giving to them. But their self-esteem is so low. They don't think they can get any better due to that negative conditioning, that negative indoctrination, and also the interjection, which is the ego defense mechanism that they got from their mothers. So when they travel abroad, their guards are down. They hop on the first thing, and that's consistent with a person that has been through some level of abuse and neglect. Children that have been abused, there's a term called disinhibited attachment. Children that are abused, a lot of times they'll go to strangers, because they're trying to get that validation and love that they never got. So when men travel abroad, many times they haven't even done the work. You go into a foreign country, but mentally you're broken. And so as a man, men got to stand on principle.
Yeah,
men
right.
have something called male sovereignty. No woman should ever come in your cipher as a man. The only person that should come in your cipher is the Most High. That's the only person. It should be God and your purpose. Because watch this. If a man allows God to get in his purpose, then God will never fail him. If a man is focused on his purpose, it'll never fail. Because his purpose is the essence of who he is. But no different than King Solomon, no different than, what's his name? Samson. He allowed Delilah to get into. Delilah, you're right. He allowed Delilah to get inside his inner sanctum. If you go back to the Levites, the inner sanctum was the holy place where God and the Levites would advocate for Israel. And so many men have allowed women to get into their inner sanctum, which is their masculinity, which is their mind. A woman is most vulnerable, Ronan, when she's impregnated by a man. A man is most vulnerable when he's in love with a woman, and that's when a man is dangerous. When you profess the words "I fell in love," then you're literally falling, because now this woman got you psychologically, and now you're most vulnerable. It's not a woman on this planet that's worth your sovereignty as a man, because you're not getting nothing special nowadays. And even if she was a virgin, and even if she was trained to be a wife, she was made for you. You weren't made for her. The woman was made for the man. But men compromise their power because they have a defeatist mindset. And men don't understand that by default, the only thing the women respect is power and strength. I've tried to save a lot of folks, Rona, in therapy. You're going to laugh at this. I've had some men, and Rona, I tried to take them to a man university, But after a couple of sessions, they say, I forgo my last four sessions of eligibility, and I decided to go to St. U. So when I've been trying to take them to Man U, they end up going to St. University, man. Because they don't want to hear the truth. They have been so indoctrinated by the oppressive tendencies of the woman. When I try to take them to Man U, they forgo their last few sessions, and they return right back to St. University. Because St. University is a lot more easy. Yes, sir.
Just said, he said, husband son syndrome.
It's called son husband. It's called son husband.
Like, you know how a lot of these women raise these boys. I see it every day when I am in the United States. They trying to dribble. Look, let's listen to what this woman says. There's some real stuff too.
You'll never find someone like me. And guys are like, hey, you girls have become so mundane. You all look the same. You all act the same. You have no substance. You all equally have no substance. You're all promiscuous. You're all.
This how I look at women in the United States right now.
Your looks are gold, and your looks are the selling point, and you've got nothing else. You're not working on any other component of who you are, right? You're just like, oh, what do I bring to the table? This. That's all. You guys are saying, yeah, you're a dime a dozen, honey. You're a dime a dozen. And
maybe she's talking about us in the passport community. But let me tell you something, man. Even the woman I live with does everything for me, and maybe it's just me. Misha, hold on, I'm gonna drop the link in a sec. How I feel about women when a woman tells me something. This is how I feel about a woman. Anytime a woman tells me anything, look.
Ignore almost everything that women say, because it's almost all bull. Because you ask women like, "What do you want in a guy?" and then you look at the last 20 guys they have like almost none of those things on the list, which is why like women dating coaches are just like such a waste of time. There's what women say they want, and then there's what they respond to, and what they respond to is what's important, right? And I don't think a lot of them understand like the subconscious response mechanisms too.
I I don't listen what this guy's saying. This guy was cooking. Listen,
I just ignore almost everything that women say because it's almost all bull. Because you ask women like, what do you want in a guy? And then you look at the last 20 guys they have like almost none of those things on the list, which is why like women dating coaches are just like such a waste of time. There's what women say they want, and then there's what they respond to, and what they respond to is what's important, right? And I don't think a lot of them understand like the subconscious response mechanisms too.
and it's real talk because women will tell you all kind of things, and this is what I found. What happened to me when I first started traveling, and this is the experience. And I Miguel and boy, look, and E, I want y'all to see if this was the same response that you had. Look, I won't lie and say I didn't put cooch on the pedestal just a little bit in the United States, but when I came here, I was baptized. Like, look, shout out to you, Doc. Doc got something in fire. I was baptized in the fire over here. And I came, look, bro, I knew I was different. I tried to date a woman in the United States. And this would happen. Look, I'm going to make y'all laugh, bro. I'm going to show y'all this. This is what happened to me in the United States. This is real talk. I went on a date. Somebody hooked me up on a date in the United States. And I swear to you, this is exactly what happened to me. I had got that DR cooch. I changed, and I just dealt with beautiful women. This is what happened to me.
Ice.
Look,
You need more ice. What?
that's me.
I need more ice in my warm soda.
You need more ice, please.
That's the
Say to
simp
me?
back there. Look,
He said, you need more ice, please.
Heads up. Well, I'm sorry. I've got to say something. Janet, your behavior this evening has been completely unacceptable. Carl.
that's the plantation bro versus passport bro.
I'm sorry I've got to say this, but I simply can't sit back and allow this rudeness to continue. You owe every one of us an apology, especially that poor waitress. And if you refuse, we are taking you home and continuing the evening without you. Do I make myself clear? You know I'm going to miss him.
That's a plantation bro.
Do I make myself clear?
Now that's what happened to me. Real talk. I know it's comical and these things. When I came over here, shout out to the DR, man. Love this place. And I had so many women like that when, Biblica, brother, passport creep. Yeah, she was bad back then. Now she ain't. Now she just sad. I mean, I ain't trying to disparage that sister. But I'm gonna tell you something. When I came here, when I went to Santo Domingo, boy, the first time and went back to the United States, I was like Carlton just now. I had changed. I had been baptized in that fire. You know what I'm saying? I was so different, and that's why I push the passport movement. Not that I want cats to move over here or move to Colombia or move to Africa or wherever you want to move to. I push it so brothers can know who they are. Like sometimes we need to get our mojo back, and when you get to the States, you will be respected because women respect men. Like I think it's a weird thing, but it's natural.
It's natural.
Women respect us when we are in God's order or divine.
Right.
Like when
Right,
you
right.
standing in your masculine frame. Look, think about this. When you're chasing a woman, she don't want you, but when you stop chasing her, is where she wants you. Look, I watched this with my mother, man. Love my mother to death. My stepdad, he was a good man, but not a good husband. He ran every woman in our neighborhood in New Orleans. Bruce ran everybody. My mother ran behind him non-stop. And ran behind him like she wouldn't stop. And she said, I don't know why I love him like that. But he would keep her so discombobulated. So she can think about it. I asked my mom something about homework. Mom, what's 5 + 5? Bruce. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't even, my mom couldn't even help me with no goddamn homework. I braced stuff home. She couldn't even see it. All she could think about is Bruce. Where the hell Bruce is at? Like that's the thing. But later on in life, they split. Now they got back together. They split up. My mom got with a whole nother man. She couldn't even tell me his name. She was like, go ask such and such to get us some church's chicken. God damn, such and such. That's the toe. I learned early on that when you run behind people, you lose your masculine frame.
You lose it, right?
You're freaking cooked, bro. You're cooked. I mean, you're cooked. So I showed that with Carlton for a reason, that Carlton stood up for himself, and you saw Will and them, and they're like, "Oh man," because and you watched the episode, she was so rude and that's what's happening with our community right now. You know, all of us black people keep it in the black community. The queen can say whatever the hell she wants, and the simps gonna look at you. Don't tell her nothing. Don't say anything. But if you a real man stand up to her, that's what we need more of. The floor is open. I'm opening up in a second, but y'all brothers can go ahead and look at my Bruce. Brother Kevin said, I need to read them things, brother. Look, Bruce raised me, bro. Look, Bruce, look, I went talk to my stepfather the other day. I said, bro, if nothing else, you taught me how to be a real man.
Yeah. Hey man,
go ahead.
And
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Miguel.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I agree with everything that the good doctor said, man. I just didn't have a name for it. You know what I mean? Because like I've said on a couple of lives before, man, I went before, like in my heyday, in my younger days, you couldn't tell me nothing. A woman couldn't tell me nothing. And then I wasted about, I want to say a good 12 to 15 years of my life just simping, trying to like figure out, oh, I don't understand what she wants. I'm talking to my stepmom, talking to my sisters, going to counseling, going to a woman counselor, having my wife run me ragged. She don't like this woman. Now the woman, oddly enough, the women counselors are on my side, and they telling her, like, he's not the problem. Like, you're the problem. Like, went through 3 different counselors. Oh, I don't like what she. Every time they started peeling back that onion, you know, he didn't want to face it. So no, I don't like what she's. And I'm like, all right, well, let's try something else. Man, so I don't even remember when the reawakening happened in myself, but it was just like you said, that affection deprivation.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. That's what goes on with a lot of guys in the United States, man. And you just got to take it back. You got to take back that confidence. You got to be like, look, it is nothing. Just like that video you just played with Carlton, bro. When you stand up for yourself, that's the natural order of things. You know what I'm saying? That's the natural order of things, right? That's the natural order. So, and I'll tell you what, if you have one female who's not going with it, guess what? It's 7-8 billion people in the world. That's not the one for you. You know? And who's to say that there's just one for you? Like I said, it's 7-8 billion people in the world. I don't know. I might have 20 loves of my life out there. I don't know. I'm not sitting around, I'm not following. I'm done, man. I'm back to how I was back in my 20s. I'm not listening to no woman about nothing. I'm not asking.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Well, look, let me ask y'all something. Y'all want a woman perspective too? If Maisha's still in here, she can get on. Maisha want to get on still? I'll let 2 more people on with us at the same time, but that'll be it for now, and then we'll rotate through. I don't know if she's still in here, but I will let her, like, if she's still here, she can get on with us. But
Roland, everything Miguel's saying is correct. I see it in therapy all the time. You know, I've had women, you know, when I start peeling the layers back, it was definitely abuse. The women that get mad at me say, you know, I'm chauvinistic, you know, because they don't want to deal with their cognitive distortions. They often minimize the husband's needs. They magnify theirs. And many times that's a sign of narcissistic traits. If they're not bona fide narcissists, they do have the traits. So when you start, you know, it's a term I can really call the Medusa complex. Most women can't look at themselves because they look at themselves, they're cracked, no different than Medusa. If you show Medusa,
wait, hold on, man. You said you cooking. Wait. Why they gonna crack, big dog? Why? Because they gonna be. Look, I don't want them I don't want them emailing me at 3 o'clock in the morning. The doctor said they're gonna crack.
It's simple. They are cracked because the image that they have constructed in their heads is no longer relevant. You got to understand, people that have narcissistic traits have a lot of what's called grandiosity. They think they're better than what they actually are. And so with the advent of social media, the advent of broke, weakened men affirming a lot of the negative things that some of these modern women more or less subscribe to, they give them an ego boost. But if men understood how much power that they have, women don't have no power but the power that you give her. A good woman understands that her true power is in acquiescing her femininity. But when men understand that the power they have is the power of being indifferent and don't care. Because two things happen when men stand on business. If she follows your leadership, you're going to win. And if she don't follow your leadership, you're going to win. If she don't follow your leadership, you get rid of her and you keep focusing on yourself. If she follows your leadership, you affirm her, because that's a concept called positive reinforcement. Many times in many relationships, because they don't have what's called relationship symmetry, the men are constantly trying to affirm the woman, but it never works. Women want masculine men. Women only respect power and strength. At her core, what she respects is power and strength. And when you tell her no, or when you tell her, you keep doing, I'm gonna get rid of you, let her go. It's billions of women on this planet. Here in America, if every black woman wanted to get married, she can't get married. She can't. So when you know what your worth is as a man, you're not tap dancing, you're not bojangling, you're not telling her what she want to hear. Fine. I wish I would do that. I don't bow to no man. First of all, I don't bow to man or woman. I respect men and women, but I bow to no man. But I sure as heck ain't gonna bow to a woman, because the woman was made for me. I wasn't made for her. But that doesn't mean that I don't love her, take care of her, treat her well. But if she's gonna be in my presence, she's gonna follow leadership. And if she can't follow, she can get this work and keep it moving. Because I know what it does to men when they're not getting the proper nurturing that they need. They suffer in silence. And watch this, Roland. Not only do they suffer by internalizing the pain, but many times, Roland, they suffer by deleting themselves. Before a man can kill himself physically, he got to die mentally. And with 600,000 men committing deletions, a lot of men are already dead mentally. They're coming home, they're struggling. They're being in the presence of a woman. They're struggling just to get some love or affirmation. I dealt with a man one time. He was paying all the bills. You got these goofy dudes talking about, you got to pay all the bills so she can pay femininity. That's goofy. A woman, if Raekwon didn't pay all the bills and she was in her femininity, and neither did you. The difference with Raekwon just don't care. I know men that paid all the bills, didn't have no intimacy in 4 years, using a prawn to take care of himself. So what good is having a woman if she's not even taking care of you? But see, the problem is, because of grandiosity and ego, the world has told average women that they are better than average men. And they continue to ride on that false narrative that they are better. But when you travel abroad, like I've been to Brazil twice. I'm a travel therapist. I've done some travel therapies. Also, I'm a content creator. I've been to DR, Puerto Plata, and also Punta Cana when I went to a training. The beauty density is so strong that you're not tripping on no one woman. And even if she don't want to give you no love and respect, just walk away, man. Walk away. You have your pride, you have your dignity as a man, and you just keep grinding, keeping your head down.
The top 10% of Americans own 93% of all stocks. So how do you join the top 10%? You own stocks, because they are the ultimate wealth creating machine. My upcoming live online event will show you how to get in on the action, and you can register today for free.
I froze up for a second, but we got a woman in the building. So, Maisha, I'm gonna go to you next. Is what he's saying now? And I know you're different. Like,
listen, how you said, I take my hats off or I take my shoes off. I think everything he said was completely true. It's true.
Respect. I respect it.
I can't really debate or say anything about it because it's true. I mean, a lot of the things he said, maybe it was like that many years ago, but this generation, like I said before, is washed up. They don't know.
That's true.
They don't know nothing about it. And that's one of the reasons why men are traveling out the country to a lot of Latin countries, because a lot of those women, they still have it.
Yes.
A lot of those young women still have it. The women here in the States, it's over. They are.
Let me ask you this, Maisha.
New men.
Well, look, let me ask you something. So I'm seeing a resurgence of something. Maybe this just TikTok. I'm gonna watch something. I want you to respond to it, Maisha, as a woman. Is this real or is it fake? Listen.
That y'all claim don't exist no more. I had that type of man.
No.
I had him. And I lost him because I was stupid, foolish, young, immature, possessive, mean, with a nasty attitude, ungrateful, entitled, and ignorant. I had a good man. One who gave me roses, romantic surprises, lingerie, gift baskets. He cooked, he cleaned, he had roses and candles lined up to the floor. He was romantic. He would throw me $1,000 even when he wasn't rich, just to go get.
I ain't doing that.
My toes, my nails was there. He cared about me. He played old school music and slow dance with me. He fucked me good, took care of me, took care of my kids. I had a good man. And I lost him because I, first of all, was shocked that I even got somebody like that. I had never had nobody like that before. And I went into overdrive just doing stupid shit to try to control him and put my claws in him. And it was unnecessary because I had somebody who loved me for real and did not cheat. Loyal. Oh, loyal. If you got some man like that, please do the work.
Nunca.
Be appreciative and be grateful. Don't be entitled. Do kind and nice things for him. Don't just be a taker. Give back.
So Maisha, is this real or this just that TikTok fact? Because I'm seeing and I'm coming to you with this. Now look, I know you don't represent all women, but when you come on here, you're kind of the voice. It's like this. I've been in a situation where I gotta represent the black community when they're doing dumb stuff, and I'm like, hey, all of us not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't all do that. So, and you think that she's talking factual? Because I'm seeing this a lot more, that women are standing up.
She is talking facts. She's talking facts. There are still good men out there, and the reason why I say that is because I was in a situation before where I bumped into a good man. Way before my husband, but I was so immature. I didn't want him. He was romantic. I don't like romantic men. I didn't like him. He opened the door for me to the car. I didn't like that. He held my hand at the dinner table before the food came. I didn't like that. So there are still good men out there. It's just like they say the saying, good girl, what they say about the good girls, like girls like bad boys, and the good boys are corny and things like that. So what she's saying is very true.
Yeah. So you think a lot of men, it ain't that they good or bad men. You think some of the guys just, they're not used to an attractive woman like you or whatever. So they just try too hard. You think that's it? Like I just said, I love my baby mom. I never let her go.
Say that some men are raised that way by their mamas. Some men are raised like that, and there's some men have a whole bunch of sisters and were raised by a whole bunch of women in their family. So I think that there are some men out there who are genuinely like that.
Okay.
And a lot of women here in the States now don't appreciate a man like that. So when they bump into a man like that,
connectivity through Spectrum is vital, provides us with reliability, lightning speeds, and allows us to do what we need to do in our life. It's phenomenal.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month.
they're not so like, how could I say it? Like, they don't appreciate it. They take it as a joke. I took it as a joke back in the day. I was like, man, get this sucker out of my face. He was a sucker to me. He wasn't a man. Like, he wasn't aggressive with me, so I didn't like him, but he was a good man. He was a firefighter. He had his life together and things like that. He was just really nice to me, and I didn't like it.
Well, you think it was because you were young that you didn't see the value in it?
I think
that
it
could
was
be too.
because I was young and I needed somebody at the time. I needed somebody who was going to say, "This is what you're going to do. This is what you're not going to do." And he wasn't that. He was letting me do what I wanted to do. And when you let a girl do what she wants to do, she's going to get lost.
Well, you just signed. You just said the same thing that the doctor said. And let me tell you, I'm like that here in my household, and this is what it is. I'm not Adolf Hitler, but I'm saying, hey, this is what it is. And it is what it is. And if you can't follow what I'm saying, then hey, I got to go somewhere else. Like, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, real talk. I mean, so look, so the guy that you with now I met him online, solid guy. He said New York, yeah, brother. I don't have my New York hat, but brother, real cat. Shout out to that brother, like 23rd Street, real cat. You know, so I understand that. So I think is it that I know you're not per se a black woman, you're a Latin woman, but the lines can blur. I know you got some of that in you. Yeah. Is it that melanated women will never respect a weak man? From your perspective.
I was gonna say, I don't know if it's safe for me to like really elaborate on that.
well, all right. Speak from a Latina, because I know you take your DNA test. You got a little bit in you. You got some in you.
I mean, I never met my father before, so Yeah.
You look. I'm gonna be real. I got a daughter look just like you, one of my daughters, but I got all kind of stuff swimming through my veins also. I don't want to talk too much. Ronan don't speak for us. He from Louisiana. They be like Ronan French. You know what I'm saying? So, but do you think that women just don't like no weak ass ninjas?
I think that's what it is. Girls don't like weak men. And I'm not saying for a man to be toxic and be physically abusive and things like that, because that doesn't make a man strong. Yeah. But I think women like, and I'm gonna say I like a man who takes control, who leads.
Yeah.
You know, because my husband leads, you know, as far as the other things that we do, I would say that I lead more with that because that's what it is. But yeah, I like men who lead, and women nowadays here in the state, and I'm not speaking on all women, just in case you have some women in the chat. I don't want to sound like I'm not for the women because I'm a woman first, but the women here in this generation now, they don't like for the men to lead. It's like, you know, I'm the boss and you got to make this, and you can't, like you would tell Miguel was saying earlier, you can't talk to my kid like that. You know, when when you're a stepfather, it's kind of like, you don't know what to say to the kid, and you know, because the women, it's bad out here.
It would never do me.
14 years ago, and I'm glad he did, because you never know, I could have been one of those women that the passport bros are talking about. So he was able to mold me into the woman that he wanted me to become.
Yeah, but you were open. You were open to it.
She was open, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And
but I think a lot of women pretend like they open, and then when they come in, so I salute to you for doing that, because I've met women myself who say, hey, you know what? And I think we were talking about being stepdads and all that, and good, bad, and different, however a person feel about it is they think. But I think that a lot of us become stepdads because that woman kind of tell us that she's open to it. And she said, hey, I made mistakes in the past, but Miguel, you're the best. You're the best that I've met, Miguel.
Yeah,
you can help me.
Miguel said he's not doing it no more. So I guess the woman he was with, or a couple of the women he was with, messed it up for all, because it depends on how the woman is moving in that situation, because there are a lot of women out here with kids that will let you lead if someone enters her life and lets that person lead. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying physically put your hands on your kids, because you can't even do that. Even when it's your biological kid, you get arrested for that. You know what I'm saying? But
you get in trouble.
You know, Miguel's situation might have been a little bit more.
But I was talking, a lot of women will play the role. Like, I met women who I've met in the United States. And look, again, I'm only talking about from my perspective. So I always tell people all the time, these the women I met. I'm not saying you can't, because every time I say something, some dude will email me the next day, man, just because you had a bad experience, I'm dating Tina with 6 kids. I love them kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you love Tina and her 6 kids and they treat you good, I'm okay. I mean, that's your thing. I don't have nothing to do with that. But I'm saying with me, anytime that I tried to be stepdad or raise somebody else's kids or do something, it was always kind of off. The kids would become, and it's in the United States. They always be a little disrespectful.
Was the dad still involved?
Man, the dad could have been dead or in prison. Oh. They be like, look, Ron bought Popeyes. Instead of them saying, yay, they like, let me get my apple pie, ninja. So I'm like, where the apple pie at? And so a lot of that comical, but it got a little bit of the truth in it. So I tell men myself, bruh, don't sell yourself short. Go out. Even United States. United States is a big country. That's not saying that you have to come over here. You got to do anything. You can find, I know people who found good wives in the United States, but to me, I haven't found anything better than what I got now in the United States at all. I'm talking about our United States. I was like, that brother's starving. I went to nightclubs. I was starving in the United States. And listen, and I'm not bragging. Like brothers say, brother Brian, I was rich in United, not rich, but I was well off in the United States. Well off, and look, couldn't get that, not that couldn't get any women. Been married, dated all kinds of, but I just felt like I wasn't getting a good return as an investor. Right, a lot of us are into real estate. A lot of things. To me, it's about return. Over here, I got a better return on my investment. You know what my old lady woke me up to today? Fresh mangoes from out our tree, cut up.
I was about to say mangoes.
Not them kind of mangoes, but look. But I do wake up to them kind of mangoes sometimes. You know? Oh, it's good. Yeah, I do wake up to them kind of mangoes sometimes. Look, down. Now, I do sometimes, but I wake up like that, and she made some eggs. Like, men are simple folk. We are all the guys. Man, we are very simple. Men are not complicated. We don't want your money. We want your honey. We want you to sit there and just cater and do the things that's right. And I was talking to a doctor today. I told him I had to learn being in Dominican Republic sometimes to sit back and just let her be a woman. I was so used to being damn near the woman and the man in relationships. I'm bossing everything, doing, you got to wash the dish. And I got here, I had to learn to jam. They want to be a woman. You know what I was doing real bad? I was sharing this with the doctor. I would tell, sit down sometime. Damn, you always cleaning. Can't you? Why you gotta clean all the time? Now think about that. I'm like, you always cooking. I was like, we could buy something. That's that. And I don't know if this all men or something that Black Americans have real bad. We some of the sippingest ninjas on the planet. Like, other people don't think like that. Some of us, like, we always worry about the woman. Just like, remember on Friday, that's a female. Like, Craig don't know what she did to Debo. He don't know what she did. Debo, that's a female. I think we raised like that. My mama. Don't say nothing about my mama. Hold on. What you say about my mama? I think we raised to that thing. And it took this woman who I'm with now it took her to kind of explain that. She like, Poppy. Let me do my job. You do your job.
Don't be all up in the kitchen. Don't be all up in the kitchen when we cooking.
Exactly. You're a Latino.
Yeah,
you know.
Latin women don't play that. I argue. That's what I argue with my husband about. I don't care if you need a fork.
Right.
Don't come up in this kitchen and try to warm something up in a microwave while I'm cooking because you're hungry. Yeah. You should have done that before I got in the kitchen.
I don't go in the kitchen no more. Look, I don't go. No, I don't go. I don't. You're talking real.
Hey, Ron. You everything you said was absolutely true, man. Because I was in the same boat, and I still catch myself doing it every now and then. Like, matter of fact, even yesterday,
Pizza Hut is about to hook you up with more of what you love. Because when you order any pizza, we'll hook you up with a free pizza later. That's a pizza now and a free pizza later. Get even more with the Hut Hookup. Order now, only on the Pizza Hut app. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
So, Shorty came in. She came in from work, and I'm washing dishes. Man, she walked right over to me and looked at me like, Negro, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Man, oh shit! Like, and I was just like a little kid. Like I got caught with my hand in the cookie jar. So I was like, man, I washed my hands off, dried them off, and I went and sat down. He went in the room, changed, came in and cleaned the kitchen, bro. And this was after she cooked. You know, she cooked for me before she left for work. And you know, I went in there, warmed my stuff up, and I figured, hey, the least I could do is just wash the dishes. She get mad at me every time I try to wash dishes. If I throw some, or if I start the washing machine, man, please, man, I get the look like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And she'll tell me, go sit down. Go sit down.
Yeah, and that's the difference with women out the country and women here, because when my husband see me cooking and I'm dealing with the baby and changing Pampers and things like that and cleaning all at the same time, he'll say, he won't even say, he'll just start washing the dishes. But I won't say, I'll probably say, you know, I got it, but he'll still do it. But compared to a woman that's like in Dominican Republic, she ain't going for it at all.
Right.
You woke up to breakfast, and I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, damn, you saying you woke up to breakfast. My husband didn't wake up to breakfast. So some things as a woman, it's always room for improvement. I'm like, damn, I gotta get better.
Right.
No, but you're doing your thing. You're doing your thing. Like,
better than you.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I think that I wake up to that every day, and I had to get used to it. Now, look, the woman the last serious relationship I had in the United States, she was one of the most beautiful women I ever had in the United States, but she was the most damaged woman I had in the United States. When I tell you that situation was horrible, that mofo didn't know how to cook nothing but eggs. And look, when I could walk through the door, you know what she told me? What we eating tonight? You know what I'm saying? And listen, I'll be like, I'm about to leave her. And she used to wear these pink shorts. They call, you know, with the word pink on it, and they go against that. It went against that stack, and they had pink on it. Yeah. You know what? I'll be like, Miguel, I'm leaving this mofo. And she walked by tomorrow. I ain't leaving today. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of us, we become captive to the beauty and the booty situation. And I think Dominican men, and I'm only speaking, I know you're Puerto Rican, and I'm quite sure it's the same. Oh, and even men from New York and all that, they used to seeing women on your level a lot. But I'm from Louisiana. We had some bad Creole chicks. We had some bad chicks too. I mean, we had but now you got to go out to like Appaloosas and all that. Shout out Louisiana. But I'm telling you, but here I can understand now. Here, there's so many beautiful women here. They don't even know they're beautiful. It'd be like you being in a Nigerian village and somebody trying to explain to you that you black. Everybody look the same. So here, you're like, all these women all look like that. They all gorgeous. I'm quite sure Colombia the same way. So that's how men fall into these traps. Look, I was in Santiago like a week and a half ago. I haven't seen anything like that in my life. I just was like, now look, all the Dominican dudes, they walk around tight their pants on, happy as hell. But I'm sitting there like, wow, I'm looking around like that. This is the level of the game. So when dudes come from the United States, I can see how somebody can take his chain off. So that's why we try to tell them not to wear the chain, Miguel. God dang.
It's not necessary. And then like that guy was actually lucky, man, because there was I want to say maybe about like 2 years ago now. The dude got killed out here, man, behind a necklace. Yeah. And the black guy. Yeah, he got robbed. You know, they came up, ran up on him with the motorcycle, and then he started fighting the dude. The other dude came from behind and just let him have it.
Yeah.
Over this raggedy necklace, bro. And the necklace, like when when they arrested him and they found the necklace, you know, they had everything, you know, because it was big news or whatever. The necklace didn't even look like it. It looked like it might have been worth $300, man. So you out here like it's just not worth it. Even, and I know I hear a lot of guys saying, "Oh, well, I just wear fake jewelry." Don't even wear fake jewelry. Don't wear nothing. It's not necessary. Like dudes come down to these places and they got this mentality like they gotta. You do not have to floss down here, or whatever you may call, whatever the term is now. You don't have to do it. Like you come into a Caribbean paradise, man. Go get you some flip flops, some shorts, and t-shirts, and call it a day, and remain safe.
Look, this is the craziest thing about it. The dustier you look, the safer you are. You put some flip flops
because you fit in. Yeah, because you fitting in.
Facts.
You wear a dingy shirt and them dusty Crocs or whatever you got on old 1980 Jordans. The more you walk around a little dusty, the people look here in the barrio. Even me, bro. When I walk out, I don't have my chain on. I don't even walk out with my phone, and I just walk out like that, and I don't have any problems, bro. I could walk around here in this barrio I live in, and look, there's literally a few, maybe a couple of thousand people live where I live. So people look at Sosua, right? They see like Pedro Clasante. Where I live at right here outside of Sosua is where all the people live. It's thousands of people live. It's piles, bro. From Los Chatamicos all the way down there going to Puerto Plata. It's just full of people. So in my barrio, like, look, whenever y'all guys riding on the main strip, look at some of them side streets. You'll be surprised what's down them strip. Like, I was like that. Look, I was used to going down just riding on Pedro Casante or whatever, going to the beach, that Liberty small little spot, and not seeing what the hell the rest of it had to offer. When I came through and saw what it had, bro, I was amazed. Like I saw damn Bigfoot. It was crazy. I'm talking about, I saw stuff I couldn't believe. So, but I learned too that you have to blend in. So look, let's show this right quick again to the people who haven't seen it. Because the brother said, what y'all talking about with the chain getting snatched? Let's show this one more time. And we told y'all what happened. Pay attention. Watch how fast this is. Brother all giggling. Brother giggling hard too. Damn. Listen. Brother E, I don't know what she told him. I really don't, but he started giggling.
Well, my Spanish is not that good. I don't read lips, so I don't have no idea what she was saying. But whatever she was saying is, put your number on my phone and later on tonight, I'm gonna make you cry. I guess that's what she you know. He was comfortable, he was relaxed. She come rubbing it, put her hair around his neck. And India would know, like, hey, she's doing something back there. But then she kept bumping into him, right? So when she actually took the chain off, she brought her hand down and just kind of grabbed it so it doesn't, you know, fall, because it had a little hook on it. It had something on it. Yeah. So she's just grabbing inside her pocket. And then, I mean, a regular chick that was like a thief would probably would have left then, but she hung around to get arrested. So yeah, so that's the part that was kind of dumb on her part, but stuff happened, man.
Man, that is crazy. Look, I don't even allow women to get that close to me here. Like when I'm on Sosua Beach, you know, the women will come. Yo, anybody been to Sosua, y'all know the women will just come too close. I don't let the women come, and I don't let the little kids. Because one of my friends, I remember one of my second trips here, these little boys took his wallet and they took his little cross bag, like right here. Wait, God. These little kids took his little bag like this and haul ass. They took it and they shared it with. So I don't let people close to me even here, even though I know them. Like when women come like real close to me and they're like, "What are you gay?" You know what? Like, yeah, I'm gay. Get away from me. You know what I'm saying? Don't come circle to me. I don't want you that close to me because people go in your pockets. They'll do things. Now look, Sosua is a little bit more safer than other parts of the Dominican Republic. And like when you're in Santo Domingo, I know a few people, but a guy told me who's in Medellin right now. Don't know if it's true or not. He got scoped. This happened to me damn near every week. Somebody tell me I was in Medellin, I got scoped. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk about it, but he said you mentioned it on your show. Tell guys to be careful. So these things are happening a lot. Like that my brother right here. Shout out, brother. He was just on here. Shout out to Black Cleaner. The $2 super chat. Something similar happened to me in Panama. So these things can happen to you. Somebody took the chain off of his neck. So y'all see me with this, bro. Let me this real talk. I only would wear this in Sosua, and I don't even wear it in my neighborhood. When I'm walking around Santo Domingo, I leave my phone on. I do this, whether I'm in a good neighborhood or not, because I don't want to. I'm not trying to bring that extra attention. But look, before we go any further, let me give a shout out to everybody. The people who joined the memberships, man, I really appreciate all you guys, man. We're going to go through here. Shout out to my brothers for becoming members of the channel. My brother, Johnny, it means a lot. And the brothers with the super chat right here, Westernized finessing is going work. Yeah, Westernized finessing is the worst. It is the worst. Shout out to my brother Kevin. Passport cartel entry fee shining up. Where I sign up? Oh, brother, you can just join the group. We got Casanova with $2.99. Shout out to the fat dudes fall in love in the suit. It happens every day. Gangster lifestyle, Ronan, my man, hitting up. Oh wait, the bombs all going off in Cali. Somebody just hit him up saying the bombs went off. My brother Ellis, man, sorry for getting to these so late. He always paying his ties. I always got a lot of respect for this brother, man. He always come through. And with the brother with another one, don't care our dream wrong. Lie to me, Maria. I believe, brother. Let me tell you something, man. Some Marias here you can trust, but some of them don't trust. Like, I mean, not every. Like, let me just say this, man. Not all women. Like, a lot of the worst women you're gonna meet are gonna be entry level. I had to tell this to a guy today. He said, man, a lot of the women, look, the brother called me up, man. He said, Ronan, a lot of the women I'm meeting are mangoes. I'm like, well, where you at? I'm thinking he's somewhere else. He like, I'm in Sosua. I'm like, brother. I'm like, man, wait. I said, you calling me up, telling me all the women you meeting are mangoes, but you on Pedro Casante? I'm like, come on, man.
Right, right.
That's
where they hang out. That's where they hang out at. Like,
yeah.
That's like one of my partners, man. He like I had to correct him, man. I had to check him because he was like, man, I want to meet a good girl, but all of the women down there are mangoes. I said, bro, you know how dumb you sound right now? I said, first of all, Cartagena is a city. Like, you got like millions of people out here. There's no way. I mean, you can't use these statements of finality and saying that all of the women. No, all of the women that you met may be mangoes because you hanging out on Hollywood Beach and you going out to Androvano. That's where all the working girls hang out. So of course, all the girls that you meet, but don't just that's probably less than 10%. I said, because you're not down here as much as me. Those are the same girls that be in the club. I said, bro, and it's really. I don't know, man. I always harken back to the Tupac song, "All Around the World the Same," and it gets crazy. Like when you actually sit back and look at it, man. I want to say it's probably 75% of the same women, and I just it's like I'm good. Nah, I'm chilling with the regular girls. Like, I was dating a lawyer out here. I dated two dentists. I dated two school teachers out here. Like,
Yeah, my last was her attorney too. She in Cartagena. So
yeah,
you know.
yeah. Yeah, so it cracks me up, man. And you know, when I tell the guys when they come down, all right, look, if that's what you want, especially if you're a weekend warrior, I understand. You know, you coming down here, you know, but you coming out here to live the fantasy. But once you leave, make sure you leave it's where it's at. But that's where a lot of the dudes get finessed, man. They end up being Western Union poppies, sending money back, all kind of stuff. They, you know, oh, I'm not coming back to, you know, the DR or Colombia for like 4 months, but I'm keeping in contact with these chicks that I done met. Man, that's no.
Man, you just hit on something. Wait, he hit on something so important that I hear a lot too. But let me shout out to my brother Kevin, man, shout out. The brother hit, man, the membership for 12 months. Man, let me tell you something, man. That is brother. For 12, man, I appreciate, boy. Let me tell you something, boy. You got to show some cakes for that, boy. Boy, let me tell you something. I got boy, but wait, hold on. Let me take this down right here, brother. We got to show some cakes for that. That brother right. Let me show some cake, boy. Let me show them cakes right there, boy. Some cakes right there. Maisha, I'm sorry, but you know this is a man. It's a man world. You know what I'm saying? We ain't here like that, and we just chop it up tonight. I wanted to actually get on because I have to go back to the United States to go to court coming up. But man, let me tell y'all, brothers, something. Miguel, you hit something. So why do you think, Miguel, that when brothers go back to the United States, why can't we just live the fantasy and like people like me and you? We live in these countries, and it's easier for us to find a partner, but why you think that the guys go back United? And we're gonna get to my questions coming up. Yeah, but Miguel, why you think that we go back United States and we buy air conditioners like brother E is showing? Why you think we do that?
I think it's the lore, man, and it's everything. It goes back to what the doctor was saying, man. It's that affection deprivation. So you come down here for a weekend, a long weekend, whatever. You may however many chicks you meet, or let's say you just meet one chick, and even if she's a mango, bro, you take her back to the Airbnb. If she's solid, like she could be the MVP. Like they are, like it's just in the culture. They're gonna cook for you. They're gonna clean for you. Yo, they gonna and if she knows what she's doing, bro, she gonna make you feel like you the king of the world. You know what I'm saying? So that's I don't know, man. Dudes just fall for it, man. They just fall for it because they be so. I always say what you said. That brother's starving, so they starving for it, man.
All right, had that ever happened to you? I know with me. Look, one of the first mangos I met, you know, dirty Diana. Like I'll tell you something. That woman treated me so good, and then another one came to the place with me, stayed for 2 weeks, and treated me. It was the real girlfriend experience, and that was kind of the first thing that got my nose open. But I wasn't that crazy. Like I wouldn't go get. I ain't sending you no money when I go back. But while I'm there, I don't mind spending a bidding with you a little bit. You know, I spend something. I spend and you bend. You know what I'm saying? But when I went back to the States, you know, so.
Pizza Hut is about to hook you up with more of what you love. Because when you order any pizza, we'll hook you up with a free pizza later. That's a pizza now and a free pizza later. Get even more with the Hut Hookup. Order now, only on the Pizza Hut app. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
It can go everywhere.
I almost see no empty refrigerator.
Yeah, no, it definitely happened to me also. And being that, like, when I was here, I'm like, or like when I would come down to visit, I mean, like I would go, you know, like I would go hang out, get a girl or whatever. And then I'm just like, nah, we just gonna chill. Like, so if I go to a restaurant, you go into a restaurant. If I eat, you eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you gonna chill. And I realized like even in even in dealing with the mangoes, just treating them like human beings. And this is what a lot of guys don't realize too. Like, you get some guys that come down here and they just, it's just strictly just transactional. But what I started to realize too, I was like, oh, okay, well, they gonna play. Well, I'm gonna play too. Like, come on, let's go. Let's do this. Let's do that. Next thing I know, I got a chick hanging out with me, just on the strength of just hanging out, because they know they're gonna have a good time. We're gonna go here, we're gonna go there, we're gonna go do a tour. And it may, it like go, like, for instance, I remember I took one out to the mud volcano out here. That tour was like, I think it was like $50 per person. So we went out there, and then we had lunch. We went to this resort, had lunch after that, man. It was all day thing. It was cool, like $50, like drinks and everything. Man, that girl stayed with me for like 2 days, and that was the only, like, there was no money exchange. She just stayed with me on the.
Yeah.
Hey, Roland, I want to ask a young lady something, then I got to run. I got to get ready for patients in the morning. But she said something. She said something that was very profound. I think she's correct. One of the burgeoning things that we tend to see now, Roland, and also Tisha as well. You got first, second, and third world Latin women. I would say the old school women from the third and second generation. Third generation might be 60 to 75 or 80. They still strictly old school. I'm gonna take care of my man. I'm gonna cook regardless.
Yeah.
If he comes home before me. But then you got the second generation. She's still, because you got women now that say, well, if my man is home, he might not expect me to cook anything if he's home before I get home. And I said, BS. Your convenience never supersedes your duty as a wife. I don't care if your husband is home before you get home. You have a responsibility to take care of your husband. No different than if you get home before I get home, the grass needs cut, the cars need washed, the oil needs to be changed. I don't expect you to do that. I'm going to do it because that's my duty as a man. I'm a white collar professional man, but I still cut grass, I still wash my cars, I still change oil. I do all of that. My duty doesn't supersede my profession. But what you got now, Roland, and also Tisha, is like a hybrid form. She's a hybrid. She's still traditional, but she's still on the subtle tip, being indoctrinated by feminism, telling her man what she's going to do or what she ain't going to do. And that would never happen on my clock. You're going to cook regardless if I'm home. I'm not getting no pots and pans out, even if I come home before you get home. That's your responsibility. Your duty is to serve me as your man, and I'm going to take care of you on the back end. My duty is to serve you. I don't expect my woman to pay for to get the cars repaired. Sometimes the repairs are $2,000, but I don't expect her to do it because that's my duty as a man, unless it's so much that I just can't do it all by myself, and I might ask her. But what I'm seeing now, because feminism has been creeping in, some Latin women are beginning to, get indoctrinated with some of the Western ideals and values, and some being allowed. And that's a form of manipulation, and it's a Jezebel spirit. And I'm saying I would never tolerate that. Men, listen, if you still doing your traditional duty as a man, I don't care if you are home before your woman get home. She's still got a responsibility to get them pots out, to claim them pots, and to take care of her man. That's your duty as my wife. I don't care if I get home before you, and no different, or vice versa. What do you guys say about that? Starting with you also, Tisha, there, wrong.
Well, the chances of you finding a girl like that here in the States now are 0 to slim. My husband found me when I was younger, but old enough to where as though you're able to mold a woman into becoming that way. But it's true what you're saying. I agree. A lot of women think that, when a woman cooks and your husband's home and your kids are home, that the kids should get the plate first. And in my opinion, my husband gets the plate first.
Yes.
The kids.
You're talking
yes,
right.
Ma'am.
But then you'll see, a lot of women would be like, girl, you effing crazy. Like, my kids come first. You can make kids again.
No, but what kind of women tell you that? Puerto Rican
black women.
Black. Oh, say I did. I ain't
single.
Black women, single women, and older women.
Right. Then you're from Puerto Rico. You look Morena. You look Afro-Dominican or Afro-Puerto Rican. Are they that way in your native country? Do they still adhere to tradition, or are they beginning to become more Americanized? Maybe the first generation, not the second and third.
More Americanized because we're closest to the Black culture.
Yeah.
Right.
So they are becoming more Americanized. Me and my husband was just talking about this the other day because they just had the Puerto Rican parade.
Yeah.
In New York, and I was telling him that there's a big difference when it comes to the Dominican parade and the Puerto Rican parade and how much more fun that the Dominicans are having and things like that. But then he was sharing a lot of videos to me of a lot of Puerto Rican women who were just acting like really ratchet and ghetto and just nasty. And I was telling him, I was like, I watched the parade. I love my culture. I love being Puerto Rican, but I gravitate to the Dominican culture more. But all Puerto Ricans aren't like that. And he was just explaining to me that Puerto Ricans are more with the Blacks than the Dominicans are. Like he was basically saying that we pick up their culture more. So, and I was just, right? Is that how you explained it to me? Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question, Tish, real quick, and then I'm gonna fall back real quick. So, I want you to educate me. I want to make sure I'm hearing you clear. Are you saying that if your husband gets home before you, if you haven't cooked a meal, you don't expect him to cook or get no pots and pans ready? Are you saying that even if he get home before you still gonna take care of your husband and cook a meal for your man? Is that true?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Respect. I respect that. I respect that.
I mean,
yes, ma'am. I respect that.
Even at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, if we feel like eating a pancake, I'm gonna make a pancake.
Wow, respect, sis, respect. And that's the kind of woman, Ron, that what women don't understand. It's those little small things. When a woman does that for her man, it'll make him go to war for it. It'll make her, him do the greater things. But American women don't get it. And men are so weak and so broken, and a lot of them been raised by their moms, they placate that BS. And what they don't understand, the more they placate.
I'm born here. I'm American. I only went to Puerto Rico once, and I went to San Juan, which is a very touristic area. I haven't been in the local area, but I'm not from, I didn't, how you say it? Like I wasn't raised in Puerto Rico. I was raised here in the United States, like in Camden, New Jersey, in a very poor area. So like the reason why I am the way I am is part of my culture, my grandmom, the way I saw my grandmom doing things and things like that. But because he grabbed me at an early age where he was able to hold me to thinking the way that I think, and the way I think, I feel like it's good. It's the truth.
Shout out to that brother. He's good. Now look how you living though. Y'all got a nice spot. Y'all doing right, and I think that's how we can fix America by the community coming together like that. If more women thought like you think, America would be a utopia. There would be no passport bros. There'd be none of that. Brothers would be home, and because there's beautiful, awesome women in the United States.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's just a lot of the women now, they're not going for a lot of the things that, like, I forgave my husband for. The minute a man cheats, they leave, and they go too, or the minute an argument happens when you tell their kids what to do, they leave. And I stood because I felt like my husband was worth it, and I knew that he was just having fun and things like that. Men mess up. So, and I understand that, but a lot of women now, they just think that the man is supposed to be perfect, and men are not perfect. They're not. I mean, he's good now because I let him cheat out the country right in front of me, but
I ain't cheating.
No, but think about it. Yeah, you. Boy, you beat me, bro. Bro, look, brother. I was just about to say, is it cheating if I'm right in front of you? That's not really cheating if you're right in front of you.
But what it is letting me
get it out his system, because
it's like a reset. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I believe in, the reset.
But a lot of women here be like, "Oh, why you let him do that? You should be enough. Please, and I'm enough, and I'm a bad bitch, and I'm like, it don't got nothing to do with that.
But he's the same
show
woman,
me a bad bitch, and I'll show you a man that's tired of her.
Yeah. But they be the ones doing it more than the man. A lot of these chicks, like I talked about earlier, one I had was like that. She was gorgeous, but I found out she was clapping, like what Biggie say? Found out she sleep with everybody. She clapping all the cheeks. You know what I'm saying? To my fate.
But I think also, you know what I'm saying? A lot of women here, like, where we be at, like, you know, the environment we be in. So a lot of females is like nurses, whatever they go for, whatever. But they like to deal with dudes that's getting to the bag. You know what I mean? It could be legit or it could be legal, whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever they choose, they choose for the bag, athletes, whatever. But they know.
Come one, come all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. The sweet scent of a honeymoon in Fiji. Moisturized with vitamin B3.
You better not be using all the Old Spice.
Ooh, can you get my bag?
Every time we know women that get to some real money, that got their own businesses, but on strength of their man, put them in that position. He had probably 2 kids on her already. I'm sure she knows about it. She hears about all the women that be sleeping with him in the hood. She trying to run down on them at the bars, like when they, not bars, but club, when they like bottle girls. But the thing is, she don't leave because he get money. So when you get money, you're allowed to do certain things. Your woman be crying and stuff. But like she says, it's better to know. And I'm not doing it in the city where I could just call up a chick and take out the eat tomorrow because I'm here. But when I go overseas or she sees something that's here that she like and we hang out with her, and one thing leads to another, that's something else. But when I'm overseas, when I'm out of here, she don't really care because there's no more communication after that. It's a wrap.
Yeah, you just like we say we doing it. But look, let me see if y'all saw this right here before the doc get off. And I want y'all to take on this, like like all of us are older, we're in our 40s, some of us are in our 50s or whatever. And like these younger guys, and shout out to my young guys who watch. If y'all letting this happen to y'all, man, it's diabolical. This brother here he paid $1,000 for a date that it didn't go the way he want. Like, tell me what y'all think about this right here.
Listen, right? And don't judge me, but I don't take females out on dates. Like, that's just something I don't do. Like, I gotta really like you for me to take you out on a date. You feel me? But I do got a reason why I don't take females out on a date. So there was this one girl. She was like bad as fuck, fine, like body, face, mean, everything. So I had DM'd her. Boom, I kept DMing her, kept commenting on her story and everything. And she finally replied to me. So she finally replied to me, like we busting it up in the DM and everything. I'm talking to her. I'm like, yeah, I gotta take you out. Let's go out. This and that. She's like, all right, cool. How we could do that? Next day she texts me and she like, oh, pay for my hair. I'm like, how much your hair? She said $275. I'm like, all right, cool. And let's keep in mind, that's $275, I'm down. So when I'm saying I'm down, y'all gonna understand why. I'm down $275. Cool. She go get her hair done. She get there, I guess she got late. So now she texts me like, oh, it's a late fee. The late fee $50. Can you pay it? I'm like, all right, cool, fuck it. I sent her the $50. So now I think I'm down like, what, that's like $325, $300. So I sent her the $50, and then after I sent her the $50, boom, the night come, we supposed to be going out on a date. Now, mind you, we had to be there, I think, we had to be to the place at like 8:30, right? I get down there, we in Center City, the place in Center City, so I get down there, I can't find her. I'm like, where's she? I'm calling her, I'm not getting no answer or nothing. So now I'm like, I ain't mad, but I'm like, damn, I was expecting this. Like, all right, cool, it's whatever. I'm about to dip back home. As I'm driving back home, she called me like, oh, you where you at? That's why I'm letting niggas take me out. I live right across the street from the place. This is that I'm here now. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, calm down. Like, she started popping. I'm like, calm down. I'm gonna come back. Boom, I go back, right? I go in there. She already got a tab open on shots. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, whatever. Boom. I get a couple shots. She get a couple more shots. So like not like 5 or 10 minutes into us getting shots and shit, it was like three bulls, like 4 girls, like 2 of the bulls, she knew them. So she called them over there, and they was cool. They wasn't on no, like, you feel me, hostile, none of that, rah, all type. Shook my hand, said, what's up, bro, all that. I mean, it was respectful on both sides. So she's like, oh yeah, get some shots with us. So now in my mind, I'm like, oh, like, who about to be paying for this? Because, like, you got me paying shots for other dudes. Like, what? Well, we not on that. So I end up somehow, like, they sat there, they took a couple shots, boom. We get a couple more shots. After that's over, the bill like 180 off shots. I paid. I'm like, all right, cool. Pay the 180 off shots. So now we get to bowling. Now, me, I know how I bowl. I'm real competitive. Like, I know how I bowl. So, like, I'm not going on a date. I'm still not going, go easy on you. So we bowling, boom, like, score like 161 and like, I think like 60 something, 50 something.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't believe him. It froze, but I don't believe him.
Yeah, that's.
And it looked like he from Philly. Philly boys like that ain't going for that.
Yeah, because he said Center City.
Oh yeah.
And then he said ball when he said the ball.
We in Pennsylvania, so I know for sure he capping.
And we down the street from Philly, so we know.
Yeah.
Pizza Hut is about to hook you up with more of what you love. Because when you order any pizza,
I think that's why the video stopped.
Yeah, I'm not paying $275 for a female here I never met.
Bad internet.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
Hey guys, listen, man.
$50.
You ain't got that? I'm paying the $275. You ain't got $50 for your late fee? You ain't got that? We don't need to be going on no date.
Right. And why are you late? That's that right there. Tell it now.
First of all, $275. You take a female out. I never took a female out, met a female, and I had to pay for her hair to go out and date with me. No.
Out in the country, they do that a lot. I don't know why. They be asking the men, like, we're about to meet up, but can you send me like $40 so I can get my hair done or whatever? But
I mean, yeah, but that's $40. It's like that's nothing. That's like, I'm talking about $275 here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't really pay that in Colombia. If I meet a girl and we're going out and she says send me money for the babysitter, I'd be like, whatever, I'm done. I'm not even gonna talk to you. I'm cutting you loose because you just lying. Because your mama or your grandma are taking care of that baby. You just need extra money. I don't even talk to that. I just look at that man, one of those
facts.
So.
I had a situation like that. I was rocking with this chick in Barranquilla, something similar to that. And then for her birthday, right, she was like, oh, yeah, we're having my birthday party, whatever, you gonna come through. I was like, yeah, I'll be there, because I'm being in Colombia anyway. So went out there, and mind you, I had been rocking it with her for like a year. So I get out to the birthday party. Now the party's over, everybody having a good time. I think it might have been like 12 people there. At the end of the party, she looking at me. She was like, well, are you gonna pay for this? I was like, I said, what? Am I gonna pay for this? I said, what are you talking about? Like, you invited me to your birthday party. What are you talking about? He was like, oh yeah, but I just thought that you were gonna pay for it. How do you I was like, how do you figure that? You invited me to a party. I ain't know nothing about it. I ain't arranged no party. I ain't set nothing up. This is like, what are you talking about? Bro.
We was in Santo Domingo and we went to Mixers, and the section next to us, the shorty gave the waitress the tab and told her to bring it to our table. So they brought it to our table. I grabbed the book and I threw it.
That's not how it went.
It didn't go like that, but they thought that because they was talking to us.
No, talking to my boy.
Yeah, because she was building with his friend for some odd reason. She told the waitress to bring the tab to our table. So I grabbed the book, the book that the paper come in, and I threw it in the section because don't disrespect my man and his friends. Like, we ain't simps, and I'm gonna let you know how it is. Y'all not gonna take advantage of the guys while I'm there.
Yeah.
So I threw it.
She was
hold on, y'all. Hold on right quick. Let me let the brother, my good brother, the doctor brother. Before you get off, man, drop your channel.
Oh, yes, sir.
Drop your information in the chat. Make sure everybody that's on here now go follow my brother. That brother got some of the best content. And listen, any of you brothers want his services, you to reach out to that brother, man. That brother got some jewels. Make sure, man, drop your information, brother, so they can. And you're welcome anytime over here.
Oh, yes, sir, man. I appreciate it, man. It's always a pleasure, to hear coaching people and to have coaching conversation. At the end of the day, Rona, I just want to see black men happy. As I told you, you and I have talked. My father passed away, and not my father, my mother passed away, and my dad was loyal to my mom for almost 60 years. They were married for 58 years, and I know my dad loved my mom, but I can tell my dad dealt with a lot of compassion fatigue. And it's not because my mom didn't love him, but because she loved him better in some ways, perhaps. But I love both of them. But it's so many men, man, that are suffering and dealing with compassion fatigue. They burnt out from just giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. They don't get the proper respite. They don't get the proper nurturing. And one of the things that hurts the most, tomorrow's not promised to no man. I could have been dead about a month ago. I had a head-on collision, man. I could have been dead. So can you imagine me dead, my mom dead? And so, it's just so many men, man, that suffer in silence. They don't get the proper nurturing. And, like Teddy Pendergrass said back in the 70s, said, all I'm looking for is peace of mind. He says, heart, man. It's the small thing, no different than what the great teacher Jesus said. He said, if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men unto me. The small things you do for your man, the small aggrandizement that you do, it'll make that man want to give you the world. I know about it. It makes me want to do it. My woman treat me good. I've been with my wife for 29 years. But if my woman treat me good, she cook for me, take care of me. When we go out to dinner, I got it. I'm going to take care of her home. I'm going to take care of her in general. But you're going to serve me and respect me as your king, as your man. You take care of me, I got you. I'm going to take good care of you. But men here in America, they compromise their power, man. And what men don't understand, as I said earlier, fundamentally, women don't respect men that compromise their masculinity. They just don't. Women are not hardwired to kiss up or more or less respect passive men. That's why psychologically, women tend to like taller men. Like I'm 6'5", but women tend to look up to taller men because psychologically in their mind, height symbolizes strength. Even though there are men that are 5'8", 5'10", that can knock out a guy that's 6'5", but it's psychological. Women tend to look up to a man. Women look up to a man, and they want a man not only that's tall, but also a lot of times they want a man that's going to stand on business. And it's sad because how men are raised here, they don't stand on business, man. Sadly.
Mm-hmm.
But they can check me out at the Kosher Clinician. That's on YouTube. It's the Kosher Clinician. I am a licensed clinical therapist. What I do is take urban topics and blend it with clinical concepts. I don't talk too clinical because most folks will get bored. So my channel is more male-centric. I use my channel to inspire and to assist men, but also for men to get the best outcome. Once again, I'm a licensed clinical therapist in the state of North Carolina, and I do this as a form of art imitating life so that men can know what their work is. Because I don't like to see men suffering, because I believe succinctly, Roman, when men are happy, then the world is happy. But many times men are not happy. So you guys take care, man. I'll see you on the back end, man. Y'all be good.
All right, thank you.
Take care. Y'all be good.
All right.
Make sure everybody, and look, let me say, man, shout out to T-Mac supporting. T-Mac T-Mac support everybody. Black,
yes, sir. I appreciate
it. But T-Mac always come through, man. Shout out to my brother. Make sure y'all brothers subscribe. The brother say, is this show live? Then why is cutting off showing commercial? I have no idea, brother. Were you in India? Because a lot of people watch me from India.
I'm gonna put my link here, guys. That's my link to my channel. Y'all check me out whenever y'all get time. Ronald, thank you once again, man. It's a pleasure, bro.
Brother.
Y'all take care. Be good.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Y'all be well. No doubt. Be well. All right, brother.
Make sure y'all follow that brother channel, man.
Hey, he's saying because I've got the commercials on my other screen.